we're going to go through X factors now. We're calling them travel agents, but I don't want any confusion about this. These are not me making my picks. I want everybody to really hear me. I'm not making picks here. I'm just talking about the guys who might be responsible, if this happens, in taking the other team out and sending them on early vacations. And we're going to do the AFC today, NFC tomorrow. In Chiefs-Texans, the guy who's got the power to make a difference and have a say in this game, the guy I'm looking at and keeping my eye on, we'll hear from Luke Kuechly and Ed Reed in a bit, it's Trent McDuffie. He got selected to the second straight All-Pro team in his third season in the league. This is the key if Kansas City wants to avoid what could be an upset. We talked to Nico Collins yesterday. What a stud. Happy they paid him all of that. But McDuffie is the threat in the Texans. He's obviously Nico's the threat in the passing game, but Trent McDuffie is the one who could shut him down, kind of like he did in that matchup a few weeks ago, where Nico had 3 catches for just 5 yards when Trent was covering him in the Chiefs' win. So that's what we have on tape. Will it repeat itself? McDuffie came up with a pick. Trent plays outside. He'll travel in the slot as well. He's all over the place. And I think we're going to see, and I know that I'm always jonesing for like a corner stud wide receiver matchup. This is like they're going to be, attached to the hip. They're going to get to know each other very well over these 4 quarters, and we've seen it before. The winner of the matchup could be the winner of the game, is all I'm saying. Nico's line, by the way, on FanDuel Sportsbook for receiving 82.5. Do with that what you will. That's a very good number, 82.5. I don't know what I think about that. What do you guys think about that? Let me know at Up and Adam Show or here on our YouTube chat, which is always so wild to look at. Okay, as for the Texans' defense, okay, they're going to need to come up with some turnovers if they're going to pull it off. And we saw Stingley come through in that department last week. I think on the Texans side of things, the travel agent, the X factor, who's going to have a say in maybe sending the opponent home is rookie safety Kalen Bullock, okay? He led all rookies this season. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 5 interceptions. Caserio, you did your thing. Just giving him the opportunity. He was nicknamed Super Glue as a kid, I hear. Hamilton, that's right? Super Glue?
Yeah, that's what his childhood nickname was, because they said the ball just sticks to him.
Okay, well, he lived up his way. I love that. He lives up to the name in year 1, a ball hawk, okay? Mahomes does throw picks. It doesn't happen often. Chiefs really do not turn it over, but that's kind of where it happens. 7 of Patrick's 11 interceptions this year have come between the numbers. So if we can see if Super Glue can add to that total on Saturday, I'll say this, all of those 11 picks from Mahomes came in the first 11 weeks of the season. It has been a long, what's happening there, Hamilton? You're so plugged into this Kansas City fan base. Is it Hollywood Brown back? Are they just in the zone? Games are becoming more meaningful. Like, what is the deal with the lack of turnovers? Like, you can't get him to cough one up right now.
He's locked in, and it happened this way too at the end of last season. He had some turnover problems early, and then when they hit the end of the season and into the playoffs, he just stopped throwing interceptions. It's unbelievable, but he's in that mode again. So it's going to be tough for the Texans to do, but they're going to need to come up with a couple if they're going to pull this off.
What does FanDuel Sportsbook have to? What's their vibe on what can you bet on with like picks and him throwing one?
Yeah, so you can bet Mahomes to throw an interception. I thought it was interesting. He's minus 115 to throw an interception, which means, they think it's going to happen, which is interesting given that recent history that we talked about.
Those overlords over at FanDuel Sportsbook, just with their advocacies. I love that. Okay, go have some fun. There's some great promos on FD Sportsbook that we should have in the show, and we'll get to, I'm sure, eventually. Today we got Luke Kuechly, and we'll do some hunches with him. Moving on to Ravens-Bills. Hammy, I'm looking at Amari Cooper. Okay? I am. You go back to the Week 4 loss in Baltimore. The Bills didn't even have him yet. And I know he didn't pop off the pages or the box scores or for fantasy leagues in the regular season, but that's not why they traded for him, okay? He's the X factor. He's the travel agent that could send Baltimore home. They brought him in for games like this. I think he's the guy, if you look at these plays, he can do this. He can do this here under the bright lights. The Ravens have the #1 ranked pass defense over the second half of the season. It's going to take that. It's going to take somebody who's got that sort of talent, the one-handers, the big grabs, the big moments to make them pay. And don't get it, messed up here. That's exactly what Amari is. If you throw out the regular season stats, his line for receiving, 21.5 in this one. 21.5? Are you kidding? Matthew, he in one catch it's going to take him 2 catches.
Yeah.
I want to. Is there like a nitty gritty bet that I can make that he does that in 2 catches? This is the. What are we, a gimme? Just a gimme here, a gift? That's crazy.
I guess, yeah. I guess you're feeling generous. Yeah, you can go for the alt receiving lines too, if you think he's going to have a big game. But yeah, I agree. I think, we could see one play. We've seen him make those big plays all year, even though he hasn't had like the consistent box score numbers like you talked about. He's had some big plays down the stretch for these Bills.
That is so crazy. Can we get to the Justice Hill part of the program now?
Let's do it.
He's the other travel agent. Hammy and I cooked this up because you've got, of course, Derrick Henry's the focus, but Hill is the guy in big moments, right? Especially through the air. He catches the touchdown after Lamar spun his way out of trouble right before halftime last week. He put up a 96 total yards, 78 of them, 78 of 96, y'all, through the air. He had a huge touchdown, as you're seeing. Right before halftime, it was great. Last week, and then of course in the early season matchup he had that big touchdown with Buffalo. So when you look at the season as a whole, the Bills allowed the most receiving yards, second most receiving touchdowns to the running back spot. That's a big time advantage. Ravens are going to try to exploit said big time advantage. So I don't know. Zay Flowers, I'm keeping my eye on him. I'm not sure he'll be out there or available, so got to keep your eyes on this on FanDuel Sportsbook. But if Zay can't go again, I'm looking at the odds right now, his line for receptions is 2.5. Again, we're giving you great stuff this morning, y'all. Hammy did his thing. This is great stuff to go hang out on FanDuel Sportsbook. This is 2.5 catches. This stuff has to change. This is like, what?
It might change, as you said, you're a sharp tooth. It might change after this segment. But yeah, 2.5 catches. Especially if Zay's not out there, they like to get the ball in Justice Hill's hands and let him make some plays after the catch.
Patrick's not throwing a pick. You think he does?
I agree. No, I agree.
I mean, great secondary.
I think he knows.
If somebody's going to do it, it stings.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think he's going to throw one.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to give him the opportunity. I think he knows, like we saw it last year, he knows, especially in a game like this, with what the Texans are dealing with offensively, he knows if he just doesn't make mistakes, the defense is going to do his thing, and they'll move the ball enough to win this game. So I agree. I think he protects the ball.
I can't guarantee. Well, I can guarantee he's not going to throw in because Ed Reed's not out there. If Ed Reed was out there for the Texans once more,
that's a different story.
He's coughing up 2 or 3 because we talked to Ed Reed not long ago and he told us exactly how to take care of business when it comes to Mahomes. I'll ask him to do the same for Josh Allen after the break.